This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The DRC Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes. This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
Off.
Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. This is K1DBC. My name is Daron. I am Net Control. This is a casual conversation where we can discuss ham radio and STEM topics in general. And thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 with 448.625 linked. Both have a negative 600 kilohertz offset, meaning you transmit on 144.890 or 448.025. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? You can contact us via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, hamlearningnet@groups.io. We also post info at groups.io/g/ham-learningnet, as well as stream and archive our nets on youtube.com/WEREGR8. You can also search for W0TX or K1DBC on YouTube and you should be able to find it. This is K1DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. Elmer being a subject matter expert. All Elmers, please check in now.
AA0 JK Alpha Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo. Good evening with traffic.
All right, Net Control wishes to thank and acknowledge the following Elmer, AA0JK Fred with traffic. Thank you for checking in as always. One more call if you'd like to check in as an Elmer. No pressure. It's no need to do it if you don't want to either ways. But Elmer/subject matter expert on any sort of a ham radio electronics topic, please do so now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Okay, all other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of your call sign. That would be the first letter after the number in your call sign. If you can, please try to use I2 phonetics as you check in and indicate if you have traffic or questions as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra, Kevin in Lakewood with traffic.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India K0 LEI, Larry Lakewood with traffic.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor K6HJV Tom Arvada, no traffic.
W0TX repeater.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Arvada, no traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a moment. All right, we had K0 KPS Kevin with traffic, K0 LAI Larry with traffic, K6 HJV Tom, and WD6 DOK Rich. There was a double in there with Tom. If you had tried to call in and I didn't call your call sign, please try again once more.
November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim, South Jefferson County, no traffic.
All right, sounds good. N0EYZ, Jim, got you checked in. All right, one more call. This is K1DBC Net Control. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, we're taking call suffixes alpha through Mike, A through M. Please check in now with your name, call sign, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian, Wheat Ridge, no traffic.
All right, in that time we had Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Whiskey Charlie. Brian, thank you for checking in. I'll go ahead and open up the whole alphabet. If your call suffix begins with the letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, please check in now.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Echo 0, Golf Papa Romeo, John in Evergreen.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield, no traffic.
Kilo Alpha 0, Victor Bravo Alpha, Curtis in Lakewood. I have a question.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a moment. Sorry about that. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. N0TRP Jim, KE0GPR John, K0YES Ken, and KA0VBA Curtis with a question. Thank you all for checking in. One more call. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. If you would like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, we're taking all call suffixes Alpha through Zulu. Please check in now.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood.
All right, in that time we had KE0, s.t.e.m, Jonathan. Thank you for checking in. You're more than welcome to check in at any given time throughout the net. Any break in the conversation, I'll be taking official check-ins a couple times. Again, we're streaming on youtube.com/WEREGR8. You can check in on there if you're not a ham radio operator or if you're not close to the ham radio or local frequencies here. One more call, though, at the moment. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net with questions, with traffic, or just for the count, please let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic questions, we're taking all calls. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Looks like we're going to have a fairly good net here, some traffic here. We'll go ahead and start out with Fred, AA0JK. The net is yours.
AA0JK, good evening, everyone. And just wanted to comment here on a package we received from the ARRL. We got their latest second edition of their small antennas for small spaces. Another excellent text here by Steve Ford, W0TX highly recommended here for those who might be antenna challenged, especially in the HF bands, for the HF bands. Definitely a good text here. Also, we went ahead and got a copy of the ARRL's Morse code operating. Boy, this is a good one for anyone who is interested in learning and taking up an operating CW, Morse code. A lot of great pointers on techniques for learning the Morse code CW. So I highly recommend that one. And that's ARRL's item number 004. And the latest small antennas for small places is item 0512. So you might take a look at those if interested. So that's it for the moment. Back to you, Daron, AA0JK.
All right, AA0JK for this K1DBC. Thank you for the info there. The ARRL Small Antennas for Small Spaces, the second edition that's recently come out here. Looks like it's, yeah, that's definitely a big topic that comes up with covenant controlled, and even without covenant controlled, you want to be able to operate how you can. So yeah, that's a good reference there. Steve Ford, WB8IMY. Good tip there. And then the Morse code operating for amateur radio by Rob Brownstein, K6RB, and Jim Talon's N3JT. Yeah, good recommendations there. Thank you so much, Fred. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Any questions or anything related, any traffic related to what Fred had just brought up there, small antennas, if it doesn't take it too far off the topic there, but small antennas for small spaces or operating Morse code. Any questions or comments on that, please let us know. Please call now. Okay, we'll go ahead and throw it over then to Kevin, K0KPS, with traffic. The net is yours. Go ahead.
Greetings and salutations tonight. For those of you that are doing hams or seasoned hams that are looking to get into Skywarn's spotter, there is training that's now out on the website, www.weather.gov/BOU, that's Bravo, Oscar Uniform, /spot_training. And the calendar is out, and currently there are only 4 training sessions available. The first one begins tomorrow, which is virtual, and it's spotter training with the Arapahoe County Aries Group, starting at 6:30, which does require to have sign up beforehand. The next one after that would be April 14th, which is designed for the urban corridor adjacent to the plains, which would be the Denver Front Range area. April 20th is one for the mountains and foothills. And then Fred might be interested in would be on Saturday, April 24th, which is designed for the aviation and pilot focused. So there's some opportunity to get some Skywarn spotter training, or if you've had the training previously, to get a refresher. Since the club has previously held some of those as part of their monthly meetings, I don't know if the club will be offering the training this year or not. So this is an opportunity to get the training if you're so interested. So with that, back to Net, K0 KPS.
All right, sounds good. K0 KPS, Kevin. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Thank you for the information there. Yeah, Skywarn spotter training is pretty interesting. Yeah, the club has put it on in the past, which was really awesome to have as a monthly meeting presentation. So as you mentioned, weather.gov/BOU, as in I believe Boulder. Yeah, it is Boulder. BOU/spot_training. Weather.gov/BOU/spot_training for more info on the upcoming events there that he'd mentioned, April the 8th, 14th, 20th, and 24th. Different kind of topics for each of those. So again, or weather.gov/Skywarn for more info for the Skywarn spotter program in general. All right, very cool. Anybody have any questions on that? I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to try to go back and see if we had the presentation on the Skywarn spotter either on YouTube. It might be on there. It might be a presentation that we had on just a PowerPoint. But yeah, you go through that training and then you get a spotter number. There's a number that they have here in Colorado. I forget what they call it exactly, but it's a spotter number. But yeah, you can then kind of help the National Weather Service to understand the weather that's going on hyper-local and get them really good real-time information outside of the telemetry that they have. So really cool. You don't have to be a ham radio operator to even do that. I think that you're able to... They have a lot of things via Twitter and email, phone, things like that. So... yeah, anybody have any questions, comments on Skywarn spotter program or the upcoming trainings, please come on.
JK.
Yeah, A0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, I highly recommend that training course, and getting your designated Skywarn spotter number as we're entering into the season for some of this spring weather. It's thunderstorms and who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us. If you've got your spotter number and can peek outside there and observe what's going on in your area, and it looks like it might be of concern and interest to the National Weather Service, definitely have that spotter number so you can check in and report. And thanks for the note there on the aviation note there. Also, much appreciate that, Kevin. AA0JK, back to Net Control.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, seasons adjust, and so should we to the ability that we have to report and travel and whatnot and react to all these things. So yeah, I'm just bringing up here. Yeah, just a guideline that was sent out, I think, as a result of our training. Types of events: the funnel cloud, tornadoes, hail, wind gusts, heavy rain, a good description when to call, the different criteria for it, some commonly used hail sizes, and they go by like a p or penny, nickel, quarter, half dollar, very, very common known sizes, and then guidelines for estimating wind, and contact numbers, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, very, very cool. Thank you for bringing that out. Bringing that up. Any other questions while we're on that, real quick here? Otherwise, we might jump to the further traffic. One more time, anyone on the National Weather Service Skywarn spotter? Go ahead. Okay, then with that, we'll go ahead and throw it over to Larry, K0LAI, next person with traffic. Go ahead, the net is yours.
This is K0LAI. Good evening to the net. Two minor items. One, I saw a notice someone was selling an FT7900, actually two of them, in CRA swap list, and I bought one of them because I already have one, and I thought I'd buy another one. I can use it for a digital station of some sort. And the second one was I went online to renew my ham license, and it was kind of funny. I logged into the FCC site, and a little window popped up and said, "You're eligible to renew." And so I just clicked on it and went through the process of renewing, and the next day I got an email from them, said that my renewal was approved, and then they sent me an email later with how to download my license. So it was pretty flawless. It worked out great. I thought it was going to be really hard, but it was easy. And that's all I got. K0LAI, back to net.
All right, sounds good there, K0LA. This is K1DBC. Yeah, the CRA, W0CRA.org. Is that the... I think that's what you were talking about. Yeah, W0CRA, the Colorado Repeater Association. They do have a swap list. I believe you can find it probably on their front page there. Yeah, on the left-hand side on the publications, you have a swap list, and you can go and check that out there. It looks like it may also be on groups.io potentially too. So yeah, definitely check out the local swap lists, either Denver Radio Club or the CRA. There's a few. I think I put a link on our groups.io to some of them, some of the direct links on there. I'll try to bring that up here in a second or two. But yeah, and then in regards to the upgrade or renewing your license, yeah, that's every 10 years. So that's not something I'm gonna have to do for a while here. But yeah, it sounds good. Glad that the upgrades that the FCC has been making throughout the time has been able to enable us to have a more streamlined renewal process, and makes it easier for you to get your renewed license. So very, very cool. All right, very, very cool. Anyone else? Thanks, Larry. For being here. He's just saying he had to go via training at 8. Very cool. So with that, though, anyone else on the topic Larry had brought up there, renewing your license through the online website and or local swap lists, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We're going to hold our. We'll go ahead and actually just call for further check-ins. If you've just tuned in, my name is Daron, K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. It's an on-air meeting for radio amateurs seeking help and Elmers giving their time to help us. Everyone is welcome to join in. If there's anyone who wishes to check in at this time, please do so with your call sign using ITU Phonetics, your name, and state if you have any traffic or questions for the net. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Mike, Kilo Hotel, Keith Important, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Bravo Alpha Tango, Art and Aurora, no traffic. Sorry, I'm late.
WD0 CIB, Charles in Denver, and I'm late too.
There is no late to this net, just as an FYI. Nobody.
And no traffic.
All right. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Go ahead and hold up there for just a moment. All right, I'd like to welcome the knowledge of the following check-ins. K0MKH, Keith, K0BAT Art, and WD0CIV Charles. Thank you all for checking in. And yeah, you never don't ever worry about late check-ins. No worries. Thank you all for checking in. Anyone else like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign, your name. Let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now. Okay, with that, again, you're more than welcome to check in anytime online, youtube.com/WEREGR8. You can also search for W0TX or K1DBC. Or jump in at any time on the air at any break in the conversation. With that, though, we'll go ahead and throw it over to Curtis, KA0VBA, with the question. The net is yours.
This may be more of a ham help than a question, but well, first of all, Larry, K0LAI, it's still holding some rubber feet for your Chinese radios, so give me a call and tell me how you want to get them. So I'm trying to build some noise suppressors for some UPSs that I have, and I have the capacitors and the resistors, but what I need now is a case to put them in, and what I envision is a 3-prong plug with a big can around the back end of it. Well, big enough for these 6 components, which are pretty good size. We used to be able to get that sort of thing from all the electronics stores. Had them for 2-prong plugs, but I want this for a 3-prong grounded AC plug, and so I just wondered if anybody knows who's going to carry that sort of thing. If you find the answer right now, I'll stick around until the end of the net. Or you can call me at 303-424-7373. This is KA0VBA, back to net.
All right, K0VBA, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, good question there. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head there about kind of a case options for kind of a 3-prong with some basic electronics on the back of it. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that. Anybody know off the top of their head or know more information on that? Please call now.
What's he looking for? It's WD60, okay.
Control, do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I'm looking for a 3-prong plug, an AC plug, with, instead of having a back shelf or clamping a cable, I want it just to be a closed can that slips over the back of this plug and has room in it for about 6 components. This is KA0VBA.
I'm not real sure what, there's always DigiKey and,
I can try DigiKey, KA0VBA. Thank you.
All right, K0VA, and yeah, thanks for the follow-up there. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I know with the advent of 3D printing, or fortunately with the advent of 3D printing, a lot of people have been 3D printing their own cases for one-off type projects like that. You may need to look into maybe, yeah, like DigiKey, as was mentioned, or there's some other stores that you can get some different product boxes for that may potentially work too. So yeah, there may be some off-the-shelf options, or yeah, you may be able to just find something online. Yeah, we'll try to find something on that and let you know if we can try to find some like a 3-prong project box that you can just have some components hanging off of it and it's just clean installation there.
Somebody doubled with you.
W0TX repeater.
Perfect, thank you. There was a double in there. Sorry, go ahead. This is a K1DBC Net Control. If somebody was trying to transmit in there, I was just passing my 2 cents there on that last subject. But if anybody was just trying to follow up on that for VBA, go ahead. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, if anybody has any thoughts on that throughout the net or afterwards, yeah, let us know online or yeah, via email, and we could try to pass that along. With that, though, again, once more, anybody have any comments, questions in regards to that topic that was just brought up there, getting a project box or a case set up for just a 3-prong mains electrical outlet project, please call now.
DOK?
Yeah, DOK, go ahead.
Yeah, one place that comes to mind has been they've gone out of business, but they're still online. Is Radio Shack.
Oh, okay, Roger. Thank you. KA0VBA.
All right, thank you there, yeah, for that. Yeah, the other one I was thinking was Harbor Freight. I know they have some of those kind of like ammo boxes, and I mean, for larger projects, obviously, and some inserts you can remove and things like that. I don't know if they have smaller project boxes. Yeah, maybe Micro Center or yeah, definitely online. Yeah, maybe Radio Shack. Yeah, but like Adafruit or any of the online resellers, DigiKey, which should have some project boxes. Maybe like. I forget those one-off stores that anybody can make things for. Maybe somebody's kind of built something for that too. So yeah, good information there.
The filter online. They've got a filter with 25 microfarad capacitors in it. I don't think so. KA0VBA.
Gotcha. Exactly. If you could build it for cheaper than that, why not? Absolutely.
Well, it's not that. It's just the 25 microfarad capacitor would probably be such a heavy load that the UPS would shut down before it came up. KA0VBA.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Very, very neat. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Does anybody have any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else that you'd like to pass for the net? Please call now.
Kilo Zero Delta Victor Charlie, John in Lakewood with a late check-in.
Dorian, one other company is Mauser. He might be able to. They're in Texas, so you can look them up on the internet. They've got a lot of stuff as well. WD60, okay.
Roger, KA0VBA.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I'd like to welcome to knowledge the following check-ins. K0DVC, John, thank you for checking in. And yeah, thanks for that other follow-up there, the Mouser follow-up. Yeah, thank you. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. It's just a general net for ham radio, electronics, engineering. If you have any comments, questions, check-ins, if you have any further information for us that you'd like to bring up, please let us know. Please call now.
Yeah, comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one other thing, either with DigiKey or Mauser, I don't know if he's ordered through them before or not, but if you don't really find it on their website, and sometimes it's rather difficult, call in on their number and ask for a tech, and he will sit there and search and find anything, whatever your description, and you can even send them a photograph if you've got one of what you want, and that helps sometimes as well. But anyway, just a thought, and I'll leave it at that. WD60, okay.
JK.
All right, thanks for the follow-up on that. Yeah, if you can't find it on their website, yeah, that follow-up via phone absolutely helps. Very cool. A0JK Fred, go ahead.
AA0JK, yeah. Also, you might take a look at the catalog online for all electronics. All electronics. You never know what you might find there. They usually have a pretty good selection, and boy, I tell you, the net here is just loaded with all kinds of options here for electronics parts and supplies. But all electronics I have done business with several times in the past, and have always been very pleased with their performance in getting me what I need. But just another thought, and there's a bunch of others there that you can take a look at there that looks very interesting here. I should have never brought this web page up. AA0JK, back to net control.
Roger, KA0VBA, thank you.
Where are they located?
Over here.
Okay, Van Nuys. Okay.
All right, very, very cool there, Fred A0JK. Allelectronics.com. Thanks for the follow-up on that. Yeah, another great resources. Another great resource here. Very, very cool. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I sort of lost my train of thought here. If anybody has any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, we got plenty of time here, about 20 minutes or so. Please let us know.
W0TX Repeater.
This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I believe somebody may have been trying to check in there, but I really didn't get anything besides static. If somebody's trying to pass any traffic or check in there, please try again.
I heard Kilo Foxtrot echo in there, Jerome.
Gotcha. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, it's very in the weeds there. It's very faint. Very, a lot of static, a lot of noise. I guess if you want to try once more, if you can try to reposition yourself, our repeaters in the just the Front Range Mountains. Very difficult to get the call sign or name there. If you want to try once more, go ahead. I don't know if anybody else is hearing that, but it's quite a lot. Gotcha. I'm sorry. I unfortunately just can't pick that up. If anybody else can possibly pick up any further information on the call sign there, please call now. All right, we had a suggestion online here, KF0EUG. Doesn't seem to be coming up on the database here, though. Thank you there, Squirt231 in the chat there. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. If you want to try to reposition yourself, or again, if you want to try online, I don't know if that's you, youtube.com/WEREGR8. But yeah, you should be able to get into our repeater about 5 watts. Shouldn't be an issue as long as you're kind of within the Denver metro region. Maybe you're just skirting that line there. But sorry about that. If you want to try throughout the net, try to check in once more, feel free to do that. But sorry about that. Yeah, I couldn't capture any of that. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I don't really have too much traffic to pass this evening. I haven't done enough research over the last week, but I can bring up a few things if there's not much else at the moment. So once more, this is K1DBC Net Control. If you have any other comments, questions, check-ins, or anything else you'd like to bring up for the Learning Net, please call now.
Comment.
All right, and then we actually did that check-in was actually KF0EUG Daniel checked in online here. Thanks for checking in there. Fred, AA0JK, go ahead.
You got her covered there. You got it covered, Jerome. That's what I was just going to make a comment there about the call letters. Back to you, AA0JK.
Perfect. Appreciate you having my back. Thanks. Yeah. Anytime you can't get in online or via your radio, feel free to check in online. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel, for checking online. Appreciate it. So with that, though, anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else at the moment? Please call now.
I guess I got part of that call.
Yes, that was pretty close. Sorry, double John there. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, no, that just goes to learning and just repetitive nature. Yeah, the more you learn, the more you hear on the air, the more that it's easier for you to be able to pick out call signs, and makes it great for. I mean, there's no emergency here, but yeah, it's really awesome that through that a large amount of static and noise, we can pick up very, very barely but readable letters and part of the call sign there. So yeah, just part of the skill of that you can hone here with the ham radio. So yeah, just very, very cool. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I guess I can pass a few things here and then bring it back up to the net. Awesome blog to read that we've spoken about in the past, rtl-sdr.com. That's Romeo Tango Lima Sierra Delta Romeo.com. If you've ever wondered really what that the RTL stands for, that stands for Realtek, as in like the company. The first software-defined radio was really from the open source, from the ham radio community, or from the hobbyist community, was just a Realtek device. So that's what that is. So ham radio, amateur radio direction finding using passive radar. Unleashing the Kraken SDR. It's a 5-channel coherent, capable, software-defined radio coming soon. Back in 2018, they successfully, this website, rtl-sdr.com, successfully crowdfunded the Kerbos S SDR on Indiegogo. It was their first coherent, capable software-defined radio that consisted of 4 SDR dongles on a common clock with built-in noise source and passive synchronization hardware. This enabled interesting experiments such as radio direction finding and passive radar to be implemented at a much lower cost. It taught them many things. They're now working on the next iteration, which will be significantly refined version, is a significantly refined version known as Kraken SDR. It's a 5-channel common clocked software-defined radio with built-in noise source and automatic phase synchronization. So what is that? What does that even mean? You can find their original examples was finding some of the number stations in Russia using their Kerberos SSDR. So using one of those, they were able to kind of find and pinpoint some of the number stations in Russia. So you can use this to track and locate noise sources of frequencies, and so they have a really good example here of a known transmitter location. They put these 5 antennas on top of their roof. This is in Europe, and then using this and an Android application, they were able to find the transmitter using this application only. So radio direction finding, we have a lot of use for that within ham radio, with the fox hunts and with public safety. So really, really cool product here. Again, this is not, I don't think, released yet. It should be probably on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, something like that. Crowdsupply.com is where they have it. They have a link for it that you can go and potentially track their progress on, at least. And they should be able to provide you more information on. Oh yeah, it is via Indiegogo, I think, here. More info, though, rtl-sdr.com. Unleash the Kraken. Again, a great blog for just interesting radio articles. Frugal Radio review of SDR, an L-band patch antenna. L-band, some of the gigahertz for receiving. He's decoding arrow signals, which is probably a satellite constellation of some sort. Excuse me. So interesting review there. And yeah, let me drop here for a moment. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Anybody have any comments, questions, anything that I've been bringing up here so far? Please let me know.
You know what it's going to sell for, Drew?
I don't. The original one sold, their early bird was about $100, and then retail was $150. So that was for the original one. So they'll probably have maintain a similar price point for the newer one. So about $150, hopefully.
Golf Papa Romeo. I have a basic question, I guess, for my new introduction into HF radio.
Yeah, KE0 GPR. John, go ahead with a question about introduction for your radio there.
G90 and MFJ dipole to string up to it. And I have some challenges with my location as I live kind of at the top of a hill in Evergreen. I live on a pretty drastic slope. That slope makes it very difficult to get a good horizontal purchase for my dipole, and I'm wondering what the effect of that is.
All right, this is a K1 DBC Net Control. Sorry, it sounded like you were kind of asking about the antenna location wasn't necessarily level, and you were trying to figure out the odds and ends with that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
JK.
Yeah, this is a K1 DBC Net Control. I think as long as you can make the length, I'm not sure that the level matters, but I'm not too sure. AA0JK, Fred, go ahead.
How close to that steep terrain is the antenna located? Are you pretty well clear of that high terrain so that you don't have it blocking your signal? As long as you can get up and away, let's say, the length of your antenna away from that terrain and get it well elevated, you shouldn't have any problems. But if it's between you and the antenna, you might have problems on that side of the antenna for any contacts that direction. But if you can keep it clear of that, and if all else fails, change the configuration of the antenna to an inverted V or an inverted L to meet your needs. But as long as you keep it away from that the terrain, you should be okay. It's hard to give a good answer without being able to actually see what you have to contend with. AA0JK.
Couldn't you use a sloper as well, Fred?
Affirmative.
Yeah, so the antenna itself would be pretty much perpendicular to any obstacle. And depending on which end we're talking about, one end's probably 15 feet off the ground, and the other one is probably closer to about 40.
Well, I would highly recommend you just plug it in and give it a try and see how it performs. It'll talk to you.
Roger that. Thank you.
Or rather, somebody else will talk to you. But the best thing to do is just get it up there. It sounds like you got it up and in the air. So just go ahead and see what kind of contacts you can make, and it will give you a real good idea of range and direction by just the contacts that you are able to make, and kind of make it'll give you a good idea of its how well it's working. AA0JK, back to net control.
W0TX repeater.
Kilo Echo Zero, Golf Papa Romeo. Thanks for the advice. I will give it a shot.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Thank you for the follow-up there, Fred, and GPR, K0GPR on the question there. So very, very cool. Thank you all for the follow-up there. If anybody else has any other comments, questions on that, or anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We're nearing the end of the net, but I was just thinking, we don't really have a good place to put things from our club members. I was thinking about like photos of your installation. If anybody ever wanted to post photos of your ham shack or your antenna, feel free to do so on our groups.io page, groups.io/ham learning net. You can make a new message or under the files. We also have a Google Drive link. But definitely, if you ever want to post photos online for us to see how your ham shack looks or anything like that, yeah, don't ever hesitate to do so. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Yeah, as I mentioned, we're nearing the end of it. There isn't a hard stop here, but I'll go ahead and do any last call for any comments, questions, check-ins, any other further information or traffic for the net. Please call now. All right, I'll go ahead and just look through a few last pieces of bits of traffic here, and then we'll start to wrap things up.
Comment.
Yeah, A0JK with the comment. Go ahead.
I just have to throw this in. QRP. You know, if you doubt what you can do with QRP, take a look at our Voyager 1 satellite. 44 years ago, it was launched and has crossed the heliosphere boundary out into interstellar space. And with 23 watts, QRP, folks, 23 watts, it's still communicating with us here on Earth. So don't cut QRP short. If Voyager 1 can do it, so can we. Just for grins, I had to throw that in there. AA0JK.
I've been able to get into Europe on 5 watts. Conditions are right. That's all it takes. WD60 OK.
There you go.
Very, very cool fact there. Yeah, 23 watts and is nearly 20 billion kilometers away. Yeah, it just goes to show you what we can do just on such little RF transmission. Very, very cool. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Quick few things here. Upcoming field day. ARRL field day, arrl.org/field-day. June 26th and 27th. We are still in planning of what we're trying to do here. It's going to come up pretty quick. Again, we can make this however we want to look like. So if you know of any places where we can meet safely, I'm all ears. Let us know. You can email W0TX at W0TX.org, and if you put subject to field day. Again, if you don't know what field day is, this is the ARL's definition here. It's every June, more than 40,000 plus ham radio operators throughout North America and worldwide step temporary transmitting stations in public places to demonstrate ham radio's science, skill, and service to our communities and nation. It combines public service, emergency preparedness, community outreach, and technical skills all in a single event. It's been an annual event since 1933 and remains the most popular event in ham radio. So we can be out in the woods. We can be wherever we want. So if you have any information, let us know. I am the field day coordinator. I'll try to do as much as I can to make sure that we can meet in person this year. But it's kind of just going to have to be up to us as a group to help enable us those options. So more info on the fieldday.arl.org/field-day. If we can't meet in person, I'll definitely try to do something virtually. So that is my spiel real quick on field day. Anyone have any comments, questions, I guess, real quick, that you want to bring up this evening on field day? Please call now.
It's not on field day, but I have a question.
Sure, not a problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's for Fred. What frequency is Voyager on? Is it up on 2 meters, down on 440?
We'd have to look that one up. I have no idea. And tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever seen it published, but I'm quite sure that it's there somewhere. But I don't think NASA wants us loading up on that frequency. No, I digress. I really don't know. AA0JK.
Okay, thank you. WD60, okay.
Well, what's that SX band there, Daron, that was listed there? AA0JK.
Yeah, just a real quick cursory Google of Voyager watt gigahertz. Thanks there in chat there. But yeah, it looks like potentially one of the top things there was from caltech.edu, and it looks like Voyager baseland is on up and down for command and telemetry on 2 gigahertz, which is the S band, and then X band, X-ray, 8.4 gigahertz for down for science and data downlink. These are 16 bits and 160 bits respectively. That looks like it's what's listed here.
W0TX repeater.
Citation needed, though. This is a pretty cool link here, though. That goes back into some of the earlier technology and the what bands they were using and wattages and power and things like that. And yeah, neat little thing here.
So there isn't a current amateur band then to communicate on that bird?
Negative, no. I didn't mean to insinuate that we could operate or receive via amateur radio. I was just making a point about how little power it takes to communicate there. And they're up in the gigahertz range there. So not amateur radio territory, AA0JK.
Okay, I got you. WD60, okay.
Yeah, good topic there. Yeah, we'll have to try to dive into this at some point. Hopefully we can have somebody give a presentation on this, what post RF communications might look like, and yeah, I mean, it's we're seeing the limitations and how long it takes to communicate, and we want to be we want to have communications with interplanets and be able to have astronauts have more real-time communication. So yeah, we need to. Who knows what post RF looks like? So very cool topic, very very interesting, Fred. There. So anyone else on that? Otherwise, I might start to wrap things up here.
Yeah, one more quick question. Is this a geobird or is it a low flyer, Fred?
I have no idea. They've got a beautiful display. Got one on display over in Boulder, in the Space Center there, near the college campus, and they've got one sitting there on display if you're ever over in that particular area. But that was 44 years ago that that got launched, and who knows what technology prior to that went into it. But just the simple fact that it's still operational is amazing. And boy, like Jerome said, interesting topic. W0TX.
My goodness, were they using vacuum tubes at that time?
Well, it wasn't much long prior there that the transistor was invented. Hi.
Right, I know.
All right, very cool. Yeah, just looking up quick stats here. Voyager 1's been in service for 43 years, 7 months. Distance from Earth is 152 astronautical units away from Earth, and 152 from the Sun. Very neat. What you can do on just the minimum amount of wattage there.
So does Jet Propulsion Laboratories fly it?
Either them or some contracting agency, I'd imagine, yeah.
My goodness, I'd hate to be the engineer that had to maintain the batteries on that thing.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Great net this evening. Appreciate everyone checking in. We had a lot of traffic, a lot of questions, a lot of information here. Great discussions. Again, more info on our net, ham learning, groups.io/g/ham learning net. You can find more info on our past net topics. Again, we stream this on youtube.com/WERE GR8. You can also search by my call sign K1DBC or W0TX. With that, I will throw it out to the net. One last final call. Any last minute check-ins for the net, please call now.
F0 APV, KF0 APV, Drew, Aurora.
All right, KF0 APV, Drew, got you checked in. Thank you for checking in. This will be the final call. Any other check-ins, comments, questions, anything last minute for the net, please call now.
APV with a comment, if you got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, New Ham APV, and I checked with you before and earlier this year and had questioned about homeowner HOAs and antennas. I just wanted to give a shout out to those folks that are struggling with antennas. I went and bought a DX50, put it in my attic, and ran a 40-foot line down to an HT in my basement and having great luck with it. So for you new hams and struggling with antennas, I've had a lot of success with it, and so don't despair. It's really put some renewed life and enthusiasm in my radio.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the follow-up there. Yeah, APV, and I'm glad to hear you back on here. Yeah, glad to hear that you've been able to get some good setup there with the DX engineering setup, and you're able to get some good transmitting going, and it shouldn't be an issue with the Covenant control there. So yeah, good to hear that, and yeah, glad to hear you back on the air.
Yeah, APV, obviously I've got big plans for a home for a home rig, and it's coming soon. But it certainly has expanded my envelope for my minimal radio that I have right now. So it's put a lot more fun back into it. KF0 APV back to net.
All right, thank you there, Drew KF0 APV for the follow-up there. Yeah. If you are in a condo or an apartment or Covenant controlled something, small antennas for small places can bring things all back to the original what Fred had brought up there. So don't ever give up. You're able to get out. You just kind of have to do a little bit research and study and find out what works best for you and your condition, and you can get out. So thanks for the follow-up there. All right, with that, I will start to wrap things up then. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. We represent the Denver Radio Club, W0TX. You can find more info on their website, W0TX.org. More info on their net listings, their classes, repeaters, etc., etc. There's also a bunch of information. Upcoming meeting here is going to be April 21st, 7 p.m. How a Hole Can Be an Antenna, presented by John, W6NBC. He's going to be giving very interesting facts about slot antennas for HF, VHF, and UHF. He will discuss his research and development of unique, small VHF, UHF, VHF slot antennas. Most of his designs make a great, efficient stealth antennas, just on topic of what we're speaking about here. He's been licensed since '65, was in technical side of broadcast television for KNBC's Channel 4 LA, Ampex Corporation, Redwood, California, Sony Electronics, and San Jose, a technical writer and instructor. Written many articles for QST covering different subjects. Past February, he won QST Cover Plaque Award, given the author of the most popular article in each issue. So, going to be a great presentation there. If you do miss it, it will be recorded and put up on the YouTube here, just as our last one was. Let me drop here for a moment. Last meeting was RF Noise by Steve Johnston, WD8DAS. So if you missed that, you can check that out online as well. So if you miss any of our meetings, nets, our Sunday night net or Wednesday night nets, they are all online, and you can always check in on there. With that, though, let me drop once more. All right, this evening, good healthy amount of check-ins, 19 check-ins on. Appreciate everyone checking in. Good amount of people online. Thank you all for being here. We especially appreciate and thank our Elmers, and we thank Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use the repeaters for this net. And we invite you to join us on the third Wednesday of the month, 6 p.m. for an Elmers session prior to the regularly scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7. Again, this is going to be April 21st. The Elmers session is just like this, just a general Q&A, show and tell if you have any interest in ham radio electronics. This is all online via Google Meet. And then at 7 p.m., is our presentation. All right, please join us next week at 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. for the next Learning Net. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, again, thanks everyone for being here. I'll put all this information into a groups.io post and put information on our on the YouTube. So look out for that within this evening. With that, 7-3 to all. This is K1DBC. I am clear. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. This is what it looks like. I have a green screen on the back of my chair here, so that's why it looks a little funky here. Thanks all for showing up here. And we'll see you all next week.